tribal council went as planned. Andrew was voted out, and I'm pretty excited for that having happened. Personally, he was someone who I felt I wasn't necessarily close with, who was a threat to me in the short and long-term part of the game. He obviously had concocted the Connor blindside against me at the previous tribal council, so even though it wasn't predominantly personal, there was a little touch of that. I can't lie about it. So it was a bit kind of like on the cherry on top, so to speak, that we got a big threat out, and I kind of got my vengeance.
Last night was tribal council. It's the first one as one tribe. The blindside worked perfectly. Coach Andrew had to go. I knew he was throwing my name out there, and obviously receiving 3 votes. He was part of that. Of course, earlier that day, I let John know that Andrew was bringing up his name and Lauren's name earlier in the week. And imagine that, Andrew's gone now. So I'm sure John had a lot to do with that. So he is definitely someone we're going to have to keep an eye on moving forward, and maybe I can use that to my advantage too. So we'll see. Mini challenge again tonight. Let's see if we can get a win.
We just voted out Andrew. It was 8-3. I feel so shitty. So I was okay. I'm okay that Andrew went home. I really liked him. I got along with him, had good conversations with him. But he played a good game, and honestly, there was enough people who were wanting to vote him out that I didn't think I couldn't have changed it. Or even if I could have changed it, I don't know if that would have been good either. Honestly, I think that oh God, I don't know. I think I was in a shitty position either way. I probably should have told Lilly and Alex that I was going to be Andrew instead of lying straight to their faces. I've worked with Lilly and Alex for a while, and I know we were separated for a long time, but I really that was a really good group that I was working with, and I just don't know if now that's impossible. I just talked with Lilly and Alex along with Mike. Mike and I fessed up about everything, which I hope also doesn't come back and bite me.
Okay, so we are about 24 hours post vote out of Andrew, and a lot of things went down and a lot of things I wasn't in on, but little does everybody know, I knew I wasn't in on it. Not that that really helps my game that much, but basically Mackenzie tipped me off that Alex nor Jim was going home. I was able to deduce it was Andrew. Tried to get Greg involved. I called Greg. He basically pretended like he had no idea about the plan. So that was the hardest part, was to find out that Greg just lied to me that whole last conversation when I thought I had an ally, and that Mike Simmons also lied to me, and that now I'm being paired with Alex, who is literally acting like a crazy man out here.
So I didn't get voted out, so that's good. And that's the only good thing that happened, because everyone besides myself and Lilly were in on a plan to vote Andrew, which is not a great feeling. Mike and Greg, supposed to be 2 of my closest allies, knew about the plan, didn't inform me. I was sweating bullets. I thought I might be going home. So I'm feeling pretty at the bottom right now. Even
though I knew the vote was going to switch on Andrew, I couldn't vote for him. I refused to play that game, and it wasn't going to help my game anyways because I was never in on the vote. So what does it really matter? So I stuck with my vote to Jim, and hopefully Jim believes me when I tell him I didn't want him or Alex to go home. My biggest thing now is Alex is going crazy, which is ruining his game, so I need to distance myself from him.
But the one thing I'm not going to do is put myself in a situation where I'm just going to go along with the flow every vote. I'm a number of you. No, I'm taking control of my destiny in this game. I'm going to go out swinging. I'm trying to make the biggest moves possible now. I will not be dragged to the end, left out of every vote. That's not happening. I'm taking control of this game, and this is going to be a true underdog story. I hope you all ready. This is a true underdog story right now.
I've no one to trust anymore. But I guess that's how everyone was thinking, and so now I'm with the rest of everyone. Last night I cried when I just had the realization that these people that I had been spending so much time with were lying to me. Hopefully I live to see another day, because we know I'm not going to win this challenge. So see you on the other side.
Well, hello, Paya Tribe. You guys ready to get to your next immunity challenge?
Of course.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, you will be completing 3 stages. The first stage, you will balance a tower of solo cups in one hand. While balancing these cups, you will roll a die on the ground until you get a 6. You will then walk to the other end of a measuring tape and roll a second 6. If your cups drop at any point, you must reset both dice and start again. The first 6 to complete this task will move on to the second stage. For the second stage, you will set up 3 cups and use a straw to transfer water into the 3 cups until it hits the line marked inside. The first 3 to complete this task will move on to the final round. In the final stage, you will throw ping pong balls at 6 filled solo cups and must land a ball in each cup. The first person to finish wins immunity, guaranteeing themselves a spot in the final 9 of this game. We'll get set up and get things started. All right, for the first stage, the 10 survivors will be walking from one end of the measuring tape to the other, balancing solo cups and rolling dice. The first 6 to finish this task successfully will move on to the second round. Survivors ready? Go.
Back and forth. I heard some cups
Oh,
drop.
I got 6.
Okay, you got to go to the other cup, Mackenzie. Mackenzie, go to the other cup.
Gotta go to the other cup. What do you mean?
You got to walk back to the other. There should be another dice. You got to roll that one for a 6.
Okay. I got 6.
Okay, show us.
6. Done. Great.
All right. 6. 6.
Okay, Mackenzie's good. Mackenzie's moving on.
Greg done. That's 1 6.
Okay, thank you.
The other 6.
Greg is moving on.
Mackenzie and Greg finish quickly. We're waiting on
Simmons cups
4
drop.
more.
Jim's cups drop. Austin shows a 6. Austin's moving on. Looking for 3 more.
Lily drops.
Got 2 6s.
John drops. Show us, Michael.
I don't know if you can see it.
I'm good. Got that one. Okay, Michael Zucker's moving on. Looking for 2 more.
Mike Simmons is trying to roll his 6.
6. I'm done.
Okay, show us. Good. Show me the second one again, Mike.
Perfect timing.
All right, there you go. Okay, Mike Simmons is moving on. Looking for 1 more spot.
I dropped my laptop. Walking over.
1 more spot between John, Jim, Lily, and Alex and Lauren. Looking for 1 more spot.
We all know it's not going to be me.
Don't say that, Lily. It could be you.
feels good.
I got it.
John calls it out, checking his sixes. If good. Good. John is moving on. We have our 6 for stage 2.
Can you go Rob here?
All right, Greg, Mackenzie, Austin,
Red straws.
Mike Simmons, Michael Zucker, and John moving on to round 2. All right, for the second round, the survivors will be transferring water using a straw into 3 solo cups. The first 3 to complete this task will move on to the final round. Survivors ready?
Ready.
Go.
Gotta fill your 3 cups to the marked line.
Everyone moving quickly.
Everyone kind of moving. There's a few different strategies for movement right now.
Done.
Okay, show us the cup. Simmons is good. Simmons is moving on to the finals.
Looking for 2 more.
Oh, done.
Done. I'm done.
Mackenzie calls it. Mackenzie's good.
Woo!
And Michael Zucker is good. Michael, Mike, and Mackenzie moving on to the finals.
All right, final round. We have Mackenzie, Mike Simmons, and Michael Zucker competing for immunity. First person to throw 1 ping pong ball in each solo cup wins immunity. Survivors ready? Go. Mike Simmons lands a ball.
Yes.
Mackenzie lands one.
Nail ball.
Michael Zucker has 2.
Mike Simmons hits his second. Mike Simmons hits his third. Mike Simmons hits his fourth.
I'm so shocked that Mike Simmons is good at beer pong.
Mike hits his fifth.
Oh no!
Mike looking for that front cup.
Oh no!
Like he lost his ping pong ball.
Mike Simmons searching for his ping pong ball while the others are slowly catching up.
Okay.
Kenzie's at 3.
That was tragic.
Michael Zucker has 4. 2 to go.
Everyone's still very much in this challenge.
Game. That's 6.
Mike Simmons wins immunity.
Nice job, Mike.
Mike, congratulations. You have won immunity. You are safe at tomorrow's tribal council. Everyone else is vulnerable. One of the 9 of you will be the 7th person voted out of this game.
Woo! So that challenge last night came out with a dub. Super pumped about it. I was pretty nervous though because as I was doing the dice roll, I did drop my cups and I just start all over. And I thought I was absolutely toast. But I ended up finishing, I think, second to last on that qualified. So I qualified for that. You know, putting the water in the cups. I guess I got some good mouth work. I don't know. And then the Pong, I felt pretty good with my basketball skills coming in handy. I felt like if I could get to that challenge, I had a pretty good chance. But then I get down to my last cup. And if you notice, I threw it and it went under my bed in my room and I couldn't get it. So I had to like grab something close by, hit it off the wall. Took a couple seconds. Michael Zucker came back. I thought I was going to lose again, but ended up making that last cup, and it feels great to have immunity, and I'm so pumped about it.
But bright side, Mike won. That means
That's true. That's true.
we don't have
Couldn't
to
be
worry about
me,
eliminating one of our options. Negative side, we don't have an easy no out of those other 5.
What do you an easy no? What do you mean?
Well, like one of them doesn't have immunity.
Our things, our options aren't narrowed down. Yeah.
Yes. What are we thinking? Like, we have to pull one more person in. Or at least have 2. I mean, the other option is we have 2 sides going at each other and we just, the 5 of us vote for a single person.
Mm-hmm.
For 2.
That's actually that's pretty good.
That's not a bad idea at all.
So like, it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing as long as the 5 of us are all together.
Right. Because I know you like when Alexa 2.0 was meeting, Phil 2.0 was meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all just to kind of, it's like a mirage of like, tribal lines tribal lines aren't a real thing.
This vote is so important for us. Because if we win this vote and we get rid of one of their numbers, we have a majority.
If we're good with Alex,
this isn't about winning a single vote. This is about winning the next 3 votes.
I know.
Wish he was here to give his opinion.
Yeah.
Because 4 doesn't make 6 votes, unfortunately.
Well, we have Lauren, I think.
Do you guys all feel comfortable with Lauren?
Yeah.
Well, if it gets us
75%. I feel like 75. I feel like the most comfortable I feel with anybody is in this room, and it's like 85, 90%. 100%. Anyone with 100% confidence in anyone's stupid. But like Lauren, 75%. I feel confident with her. That's better than 50%. You guys think? How do you feel with Lauren?
I feel all right because, like I said, like right now it seems like she's voting where it seems that the majority is voting. So I think that she would realize that and she would vote with us and not against us.
Mm-hmm.
Because we would have the majority if we have Zucker.
So, I mean, Alex is trying to cause chaos. Like he said some things to other people about me and then things to me about other people. And I know he's just trying to like throw a bomb in here and see if it works for his, like the best for him. So let's just not let it work for the best for him.
Yeah, I do think that that's what he's doing. I think Austin, you said his like back's up against a wall. So he's just like, he'll say anything if it means that it could sow distrust among people who do trust each other, like the 5 of us.
So I guess right now we're feeling Alex for sure. I think best bet is that we go and talk to as many people as we can possibly talk to and see where their head's at. If any of our names come up from somebody else, we just have to let each other know.
Yep. And it will. And don't get scared.
Yes, it will.
Don't get spooked.
Talked with John and we spent pretty much the whole call debating between Alex and Jim and very clearly ended the call. I already said that to Alex. You missed his reaction.
I'll repeat it.
Hey, Alex,
and
at least I'm right there with you though. So like I feel you.
We left that call being like, if we take out Jim, and from John's perspective, if Jim's out of the game, he thinks that he has a better opportunity to work closer with Mackenzie.
Okay.
And he could very well go tell that to Mackenzie, and it could all just be BS.
That's the thing is, do any of us trust John?
See,
I trust nobody.
All right. The thing that I do trust about John is that I think it's in his best interest to keep people who he thinks other people think are threats in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think he thinks Jim is a threat. So I think that I don't think he thinks that people think Jim is a threat. So I think that makes him want Jim out.
Yeah.
I mean, if he would vote Jim, that'd be great.
Do you think that people won't want to make a big move though? And by people, I guess it doesn't really matter because we have 5, but like whoever we pull in.
What I have been able to get in motion today, I spoke with my girl, Mac, and basically we talked about what our options were. And I brought up Zucker. Here's why. Zucker is John's right-hand man. If I get rid of Zucker, then John is basically stuck with us, which he already was stuck with us. But I do need Zucker out of this game because I think Zucker could potentially get pulled in different directions. So my pitch was to get Mackenzie, Jim, myself, Lilly, and Greg and Austin on that plan. So 2.0 Phil plus Lilly. Here's the thing though. Mackenzie and I knew that Austin probably wouldn't go for it. So what we spun it to was we got on a call with Austin and basically said, if this is not what you want, we will vote Alex. No issue, but we just want to float the idea by your mind. He then said that he's really not on board to vote Zucker, which we don't need him. We can still pull this off with 5 votes. So we're trying to maneuver this plan together, get it in motion, get it done. I need Zucker out. If people are not fully on board last minute, I'm going to flip my vote to Alex because that's the safest vote right now to vote out Alex out of this game. But if we vote Zucker, Alex is not going to be pissed at me because I didn't vote against him. So we have to leave Simmons out of the vote because Mr. Simmons has been throwing my name out there and he needs to fact check himself because people come to me and let me know. So Mike Simmons, next vote, you better watch yourself because you are probably next if I'm still in this game after this.
I'm getting so sick and tired and frustrated of whatever is going on here. I thought by eliminating Andrew that we had a possibility of sticking together as a squad. I'm hearing multiple things from different people. And some of the stuff is different that I thought I could trust some of my closest people with. This vote tonight is the most troublesome vote I think I've ever felt myself in. I don't know which way to turn. My heart says to vote out Alex for the sake of Mackenzie and I's game. But John seems to be pushing other names. I'm not sure why. He's pushing Greg. He's pushing Lilly. It makes me think that he's somehow involved, that he might have tipped off Alex, if he still does have an idol, and Simmons. As far as I'm aware, I thought I could really trust him, but he straight up lied to my face. I don't know what to do here. I have to assume that everything is on the table at this point, including my own name. Whatever. Going in tonight, not confident.
I mean, I don't know. Greg might be more appealed if it's someone not.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm fine. If we're going Lauren, we're going Lauren. But we need to make sure that the 6th person is with us for that vote.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if it's any consolation, I think everybody feels the same way about Lauren. So I can imagine that Greg also has those feelings.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if he's like vocalized it to anyone.
Mutedly, but I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some reservations way back at the beginning of the game when she went to Exile. He recognized her as a threat and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't think he's like real tight with her, but I don't know. I mean, he definitely could be, I guess.
If we were to go for the other 3 or 4 that are on there, if we didn't think we could pull Greg, like, would you think that Lauren and Greg would flip on like the Mackenzie Austin trio? Is that what you're thinking might be more likely?
I think it might be more likely that Greg votes one of the 2 of those 2 off rather than Lauren.
I think that's, a very sound plan. And I'm thinking about it, and it makes a whole lot of sense.
Do we need Jim, Austin, or Mackenzie for that?
I think if we tell them we're voting John, maybe they would put their votes on. Oh, but then it's just a rock, isn't it? No.
No. If so, it'd be what, the 5 of us voting Lauren, but telling Lauren we're voting John. But then in my mind, that would then push Lauren, John, Mackenzie, Austin, and Jim to then vote for someone else.
But John would still think he's voting with us, right?
So we could tell him we're voting Jim.
Right. And that's where that one. All it takes is someone to throw a rogue vote, and that makes 5 the new majority.
Yeah. I mean, we could even all text Jim right at the end being like, hey, Jim, vote Austin or something random so that there's one vote on Austin.
But do you think he would believe that? If he just got a random message from one of us or all of us at the end, think he'd buy that? The hope would be yes, but I just don't know. I feel if he's as close to them as we think, then why would he just trust and act on what any of us say?
Especially if he told Lilly that he doesn't want to just keep getting a name at the last 10 minutes and then going with that.
So right now things are pretty calm, actually, pretty relaxed. I don't really feel people are doing much scrambling. I don't feel like people are trying to cause and stir up much trouble. Just kidding. It's fucking crazy. It's a fucking mess. I mean, everyone is going all over the place. Everyone is going every which direction. I've heard my name. I've heard pretty much every person's name. I find myself kind of in the middle, which is a good and bad place to be. It seems like for the most part, there's kind of original tribal lines at this point where it's John, Austin, Mackenzie, Jim, and then Mike, Greg, Alex, and Lilly. And then it seems like maybe Lauren is kind of siding with not her original tribe, siding with original Alexa tribe. I've been included in group talks with original Phil tribe. As it stands, kind of the 2 names are being thrown around are the original Phil tribe wanting to go for Lauren and the original Alexa tribe wanting to go for Alex. And I've kind of been a part of both groups, both conversations, and I've kind of said to each of them that I'm on board. So it's a very slippery slope that I'm on. I honestly don't know where I'm going to go right now.
I'm going to be honest. I have never felt this insecure in this game. I don't know where the vote's going tonight. There are 6 different groups of 5s as far as I can tell. There's OG Alexa, OG Phil, Alexa 2.0, Phil 2.0. There's the squad. There's a group that seems to be OG Phil minus Lauren plus Mike Zucker. There are so many different combinations of people. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get Lilly to be suspicious of the fact that Greg says Jim's a better vote than Mackenzie. Doesn't that seem like Greg seems to think he can work with Mackenzie then? I'm trying to sow these seeds of doubt into people just so that we can figure out, okay, where is the vote actually going? If I know where the vote is going, I win this vote. I have an idol. I'm not going home today. If I don't have to play it for me and I can play it on someone else to gain more of their loyalty, fantastic. But if I have to play it for myself tonight because I'm not sure what's happening, I'm going to do that. Mike Simmons seems to think he can grab Zucker and then have 6 votes there. I'm fairly certain I can trust Lauren, but she might just be pulling the wool over my eyes. So without Lauren, it doesn't matter if Mike Simmons gets Mike Zucker. But I'm also pretty sure I get Mike Zucker because Zucker tells me yesterday, oh shit, they're a 4. And we didn't think that. There's so much more going on here, and I just don't know what way to go at this moment.
I was just on with Zucker. Zucker told me Alex's name.
Huh.
So Zucker said that the votes that he thinks the votes are for Alex, John, Mackenzie, Austin, me, him, and Jim.
Okay.
So he thinks us 6 are voting Alex.
So he thinks it's Alexa plus Lauren.
Correct.
OG Alexa plus Lauren. Okay.
I was on with Alex. Alex told me that it's Jim, that us 5, Zucker, and John are voting Jim.
Okay.
So
but that's like we're back to Jim and Alex. Like that's not.
I know.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I know, but it's easy sell to Alex where we can just say, I can tell him Zucker told me to vote you. And we can easily tell Alex to vote Zucker with us. So then we're not lying to Alex. That's an easy sell. I can literally, when we're on that call at the end, I can say, Zucker told me that you were the vote, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a lie because Zucker just told me that.
Mm-hmm. But we don't think Mackenzie is voting for Alex.
Mackenzie's voting for Zucker. I think best case scenario for the 4 of us is voting him out this round.
And if us 5, including Jim, are strong about that, then they're not going to risk going to rocks for Alex.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If it does, if a rock draw happens on this other vote, I'll put $100 into the ring for everyone, and everyone can get, a little bit of money here and there. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
This vote is a whole ass mess. Kind of my fault. I woke up this morning and decided chaos was my best move because I was so mad about my conversation last night with John and Lauren and Austin. I think it's Mike. Could be Alex, could be Jim, could be me. Could be Austin, could be Lauren, could be John. I have no idea who's going home tonight, but I know that I'm most likely voting Mike Zucker's name. Hopefully it works.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on. And honestly, I'm kind of sick of everybody just trying to be nice. Oh, I don't want to throw out a name. I don't want to throw out a name. Everybody has a name they want to throw out. Throw it out. Put some hair on your chest. Like, come on. Everyone's just beating around the bush saying, oh, maybe we'll vote this person. Maybe we'll vote this person. And I know every single person's working together in some way. And they don't want to show their cards that I'm only working with these people. I'm only working with these people. It's ridiculous. All of a sudden, it goes from we're going to try to vote Jim to it's between Jim and then the other side wants to vote Alex. And then it's, oh, wait, now Michael Zucker's name's coming out. Oh, wait, now 5 people want to vote Austin. Like, where is this coming from? Ridiculous. I hate it. And kind of pissing me off. But the one thing I'm going to say is that I'm pretty glad that my name can't be tossed around this time, because right now it's everyone's closing their eyes and just shooting. Everybody's name's been out there. And I have zero idea how this vote's going to go down. Absolutely none.
All right. Well, hello, final 10. Let's get this party started here. I want to start with last tribal council, actually. So Andrew was voted out 8-3. Lily, did the vote go the way that you wanted it to?
Not the way I wanted it to. No.
How do you feel about that?
One of the 3 left out. I think it has to happen, and I understand, and I think I've kind of talked it through with everybody that I felt like not did me dirty, but didn't let me in on it, and I understand why. So hopefully there's an ability to get past that, and that I'm not on the bottom 3 again this vote.
Fair enough. Alex, last tribal council, you seemed certain that your name was going to show up, but we did not see any votes for you. Has your position in the tribe changed at all in the last 2 days?
No, I don't think so. I think, I feel still pretty left out of the main group. Obviously, I was one of only myself and Lily to not know Andrew was going home. But, woe to the player that lets that happen and does nothing the next 2 days. And I feel like I've done enough to stay in and survive another day.
Jim, you received votes at the last tribal council. Do you think your name is going to show up again tonight?
Oh, I'm sure of it. I've already heard rumors. My name was floating around again today, so I don't know if I guess for some reason I'm the pawn or the guinea pig, and it kind of sucks because one of these times someone's gonna use me as guinea pig and someone's gonna pull out an idol, and then well, I'm no longer the pawn. I'll be gone.
So are you nervous for your life in the game tonight?
Yep, sure am.
Very interesting. I want to talk about the immunity challenge. Mackenzie, you made it to the final round, but were not able to pull out the win. Did you need to win yesterday?
I think everyone here feels like they needed to win. Like, if there's anyone here that doesn't feel like they're gonna vomit or shit their pants, raise their hands. Like, it's really just been a fucking nightmare. I knew as soon as I was up against Mike Simmons for Pong. Actually, I knew as soon as I was against anybody for Pong that I was done for, because I was totally the chick in college who people were like, do you want to be my Pong partner? I'd be like, no. So like, I definitely regretted not being people's Pong partners like throughout history. And it definitely bit me in the ass. If only I could go back to that 10 years ago and to like play with him, Mackenzie, and maybe you'll be good enough 10 years later for a virtual Survivor game. Hindsight.
You never know what skills are going to come in handy.
You never know.
Simmons, how does it feel to have immunity tonight?
Tonight specifically, it feels pretty damn good because, I think everybody here has heard their name a couple times, more than once, some more than others. And, like last vote, some people are going to be left out. So, it's good to have immunity right now. That's for sure.
It is always good to have immunity. Let's talk about the flow of information. Lauren, are there people on this tribe who have loose lips?
Oh yeah. Every type of game that you play in, there's people that, get a little tidbit of information and then can spin that information to get people on their side. You're going to have that in any type of game that you play. It's just whether you choose to trust that information that you're receiving from people, or you're able to pick up that they're actually lying to you. It's a game of deception. So you're going to have people that are actually being truthful and you might think that they're lying, or you're going to have people that you think are being truthful and they're actually just blowing smoke up your ass. You don't know. It's the way the game goes.
So, Austin, how do you know when someone's telling you the truth? Lauren says you're talking to people, you never know if they're telling you the truth or not. So how do you figure out if someone's telling you the truth?
$1 million question, Morgan. That's what's just been asked.
That's what I'm here for.
You know what? Glad to have you, for real. It's tough because a lot of it kind of relies on your own self-preservation of what you personally believe, and like, not necessarily saying like emotions can come into it or anything, but we've all made relationships in this game, so we would like to think that like the people we have spent like time with and have gotten to know are the ones that are like keeping it close. But you never know, man. So 50-50 coin split. I mean, you really don't know, honestly. So you can't really tell.
Information is power in this game. People can so easily get into trouble because they share too much information, but you can also get into trouble because you share too little information. So, John, has there been anyone getting in trouble for one of these reasons?
We saw someone get in trouble for it last week when Andrew got voted out. Part of the reason why he got voted out was because people felt like he wasn't giving enough information in conversations.
Very interesting. Lilly, is it possible to trust somebody even after you know that they've lied to you?
I mean, no, there's no way to trust anybody fully, but there's no way to trust anybody fully in this game to begin with. So I think you put your eggs in a basket and you trust that they've got your back as far as they can take you.
Let's shift to tonight's vote. I feel like for the first vote post-merge, everybody was just kind of feeling each other out a little bit, trying to figure out where everybody stands. But Greg, is it safe to say that the gloves have come off?
Yes and no, to be honest. I think everyone is trying to be as careful as they can be so that they don't become a threat, but you also don't want to just sit idly by and become a goat. So I think, there's 10 of us here. We have different relationships with the other 9 people. No 2 people have the same status of relationship with the other people playing the game. So it's all about trying to figure out who you can work with at any given time. It feels like there's a fluidity in the game. I don't think it's like an early, like old school Survivor where it's one side against the other. I think people are just figuring out who they can work with to get their goals achieved.
So, Zucker, Greg mentions how the groups that are voting together seem to be fluid. They're shifting with each tribal council. Do you think that at some point, either tonight or in the future, we will see specific groups form that are going to consistently vote together?
Hard to tell. My gut is probably saying, at least at this point, no, just because, we've had so many variations of initial tribes to swap tribes, and we've had individual conversations with people. So, it's so hard to tell. Because, I have the trust in the people that I've said I want to work with, and I can only hope that they reciprocate and feel that way with me. If that's across the board the mentality, then the answer is yes. Groups should stick together. But everyone has their own plans, everyone has their own agendas, so, until pen comes to parchment, you just don't know. And you have hope, but, I can't say I truly know.
Lauren, who are the threats in this game?
Well, you can deem everyone a threat in this game. I'm not gonna lie. I know my name has been tossed around like no one's business. Like, I'm aware of that. But in this type of game, you have social threats. You have strategic threats. Everyone made it to the final 10 for a reason. They did something to get here. So you can deem anyone in this game as a threat.
Lily, how would you answer that question? Who do you think the threats are in this game?
I think they're changing, and I think they're hiding behind each other. And I think that they're not hiding as well as everybody thinks they are.
That's cryptic.
I'm just saying, I know I'm labeled as someone that can get out easily at any time. So I'm putting it out there that also goes for the people that are threats as well.
The longer you leave threats in the game, the more power they have. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, so Alex, you bring up a good point. Some people want to vote out threats, but some people want to keep threats in the game to protect them, to shield them in some way. So where do you fall on this?
I look at that as, that's a great plan in theory. If I'm a threat and I want to keep all my fellow threats with me, a certain point, those are also people that can beat me in the end. Those are people that have the strategic know-how to blindside me. Voting off people that you think are easy to vote off right now really doesn't help you in the long run, because then then in your mind, you're just leaving higher calibers of player in. And I wouldn't want that personally.
Mackenzie, what do you think about that? Keeping threats in versus
I mean,
threats out.
If I'm being completely honest, I neither consider myself like a major threat nor a goat, so I don't think anything about it. I think that there's definitely something to be said about it. Like, do I want to be at the end with someone who is amazing at ping pong? I don't know. Like, maybe not. I'm just kidding, Mike. You're immune, doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's the reason why I think we voted out, Victoria when we were on the last, on the Phil 2.0 tribe is because, we were like, well, she's someone that was really quiet and potentially someone who people would love to bring to the end with them. So it doesn't surprise me that people want to take out people they think that other people will want to go to the end with. I think that makes sense. But you can't do that forever.
That's true. Austin, is the person you want to go home tonight going to go home?
I like to think so. Everyone draws a strategic battle plan in their head and says, like, hey ho, and goes forward with it. That's what they say. I'm gonna say, yeah. And just call it.
Alex, how about you? Are you going to be on the right side of the vote tonight?
Whether or not I am, I still know my position in the game, and I'm gonna. I just want to throw out, if I survive tonight, I am cutting ties. You can have me, use me. I'm a number. That's my plea. I know I'm getting votes. I know the vote's not going my way. Yeah, the person I want's not going home tonight, and that's okay. I just ask that, I'm down to play this game.
Are you willing to admit who you want to go home tonight?
I'm not gonna give you that much. Sorry.
Fair enough. But you are saying that you're a free agent.
Absolutely.
Zucker, how will tonight's vote change the game?
I think it will kind of draw some lines in the sand. Whether those lines are permanent lines or not will be seen, but at least it will create some divisions that to this point may not be there. And I think that's the biggest thing that would probably come out of this tribal more than others, is that it would I don't want to say sever ties, but strain some ties with people.
Well, I must admit I'm very intrigued to see where these lines are going to be drawn. So unless anybody else has anything to add to our conversation, it is time to vote.
I know this person's not going home, and I know I'm going to be the only vote on them, but I'm doing it anyway.
For the record, I think this is absolutely the wrong thing to do. And if, Zucker, you're not voting me, I'm sorry, but I was told that if I don't vote you, I go home.
I vote for Mike Zucker. I'm probably going to cry about it later because he's such a nice guy, but I'm doing this for long term, and I might not even have a long-term game after this, so.
I really wanted to work with you, my friend, but after hearing that you had dropped my name today, I can't take that chance.
I feel like I probably played the middle a little too hard this round. I'm sorry, Alex, but I'm voting for you. I feel like it's the vote that will... I feel like I'm kind of in the middle in the deciding vote here. I feel like there are 5 votes on you and 4 going onto other people that aren't you, and I felt like if I sided with you, it would be a tie and we go to rocks and you'd be safe, but I'd be at risk for going. So it's kind of a defensive move, but I think it also frees up people like Mike and Greg, who I kind of want to use for a move later on in the game. And I feel like they were probably closer to you than to me at this point. So I feel like it serves that purpose as well. Sorry it's you, but at the same time, I'm glad it won't be me. So good luck with everything.
Hopefully I put my trust in the right people. At least I know I'm not going home tonight.
Okay, I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Ian, let's end the suspense. Everyone already thinks I have it. Let's just play it.
Okay. John does have a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for John will not count. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Alex. We're tied. 1 vote Alex, 1 vote Lauren. Alex. Alex. 3 votes Alex, 1 vote Lauren. Zucker. It's 1 vote Zucker. Zucker. We're tied. 3 votes Alex, 3 votes Zucker, 1 vote Lauren. Zucker. 7th person voted out of Survivor Exile Island and the 2nd member of our jury, Michael Zucker.
Blindsided, nice. Now that's how
Zucker.
you vote somebody out.
The tribe has spoken.
Hey, listen, you guys got me. Good job. No hard feelings, seriously. It's a game. I thoroughly enjoyed getting to know every single one of you, and best of luck to all of you.
It appears that a blindside took place tonight, and it doesn't appear that Michael Zucker was the only one blindsided. So the next couple of days should be very interesting. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday night for your next immunity challenge. Good night, everyone.
I think I was kind of playing a risky round this round in terms of playing the middle. My strategy going into the merge was to kind of lay low, which I did, I think, a good job of last round when Andrew went. I definitely wanted to try and make a move down the road, and the way I felt like that was best going to be done was to kind of play both sides and have each side think that I was with them. And assuming I got through this vote, that I would have tried to use a couple of people who I felt like were going to be on the outs on this vote and use them to make a bigger move to go for someone like John or even Lauren. I knew John was going to play an idol this round, so I felt like that would expose him going into the next round. And listen, it wasn't meant to be. I guess someone sussed out that I was playing both sides and wanted to get out that wild card, so good on them. They got me before I can get them. But again, no hard feelings. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I got to meet 15 other people who love Survivor as much as I do. And I look forward to being a member of the jury where I can kind of watch a little more relaxed and see how the rest of the game unfolds. And after all said and done, I look forward to talking to everyone in a more stress-free environment and just getting to know them even more than I have so far. So great experience. I'm glad I did it. And who knows, maybe it'll prepare me for the real thing one day.